Narrative. The narrator is the voice that tells the story. Every story has a narrator. A text that uses I or we has a first-person narrator. Most fiction texts have first-person or third-person narrators. The reader follows the character through the story and sees the same things whilst also knowing the character's thoughts and feelings. Let's look at this example. I was so nervous to stand up and speak to the audience. This is in the first person. They walked for miles in the rain. This is in the third person. A story that uses he or she or they has a third-person narrator. They tend to give a wider view of the story than first-person narrators and often tell the reader about lots of different characters. Non-fiction texts often use the second person. Some fiction writing uses the second person, but it is much more common in non-fiction writing. The second person uses the pronoun you. Let's look at an example of this. You should make yourself a study timetable. That way you will know what to study and when. It will help break up your revision and make it more manageable. Using you in texts that advise makes the reader feel like the advice is directed at them. In this text, learners can relate to the advice as it feels personal. Newspaper articles often uses the third person. Some newspaper articles use the third person to report events in an unbiased way. Using the third person helps to remove the writer from the story. Let's look at an example of this. The residents of the town have been affected by the war. They have made many attempts to flee to the countryside to escape the violence. We can see in this piece of writing the use of the passive voice, and the third person makes the writer sound detached.